A big welcome to our second show. Let's get this ball rolling. Let's put the action into motion. Let's get the drive into overdrive because we're about to keep it real. And this is the deal. Welcome to the second show of the Ballzy Show.
Yo, say hip hop.
It's a big honor to get our very first guest on the set, the awesome Marina Mahathir. Ta-da! All right. So here we have the very awesome, always kick-ass Marina Mahathir. How's it going?
Doing good. It's good.
So yeah, what we're having here is basically crowd's gonna be. Welcome to the Ballzy Show.
Thank you.
Marina, we of course know about what you do, essentially your work, I think, or maybe the world might want to know a little bit more. I know your work personally. When I say I'm a fan, I mean, so give me pictures. So I've had my Marina moments as well, where we've done some really cool stuff, right? But tell the world a little bit about what you're about.
What am I about?
Yeah.
I think of myself basically a writer. And that's the only talent I have, if you can call it one.
Okay.
So I write a column in the newspaper, and I sometimes write elsewhere as well.
Yeah.
I have a piece in the new moderation book that the
What?
Star has brought up.
Okay.
It's essays by a lot of people
Nice.
on the topic of moderation. So
Okay.
I have a piece there. And that's how I express myself. I mean, other people paint or sing or dance or whatever, but the way I express myself is through writing.
Would you ever get into politics, you think?
No, I don't think so.
I would vote for you.
I
would.
I get lots of people telling me that, but I don't like party politics. I don't like party politics. I'm interested in politics,
Yeah.
but not party politics. I see a difference there.
Where do you see our politics? I guess in Malaysia. I mean, Malaysia is party politics, right?
Yes.
I mean, but then again, where is it not party politics per se?
No, everywhere,
really,
everywhere.
right?
But the thing is, there is civil society, which is the third.
Yeah, I mean, like greenies in Australia, I guess, are considered kind of like the third. In
Yeah,
a
because
way, right?
that's a movement.
Yeah, it's a
but
movement that's become
it also has a
political
political arm.
Exactly.
To change whatever. So I think we need to strengthen civil society. There's government, there's business, and then there's civil society. And I think our job is to keep both on the straight and narrow.
So do you think we are on that path of getting there?
No, obviously not.
No?
Obviously not.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we're in.
I mean, we're growing, right, as a country, and, we're doing our due diligence of growing as a country,
We are
maybe.
growing in some ways. We're not growing in some ways.
Progressing or digressing?
We're kind of doing both. I mean, we might, in some ways, we're physically progressing, but
Right.
I'm not sure that we are using them necessarily in a progressive way, right? We use the internet to hentam people, and using it personally. It's not with substance very often. It's just sometimes for the sake of it, and sometimes you don't like the fellow's face, or this is kind of like schoolyard squabbles, and we really have to get beyond that.
Yeah, one thing I realized about Malaysia, and I always say this as well, is like, I feel in Malaysia we value most sensitivity for some reason. Like it's like you have
Everything is sensitive.
Everything is sensitive, right? And sensitive is better than just not say blasé, but actually being bigger than that being sensitive, like being offended, right?
Well,
And
it's a form of censorship actually.
yeah,
to declare something
everything,
sensitive.
so everything sensitive.
But in my AIDS days, I used to get warnings. So you can't talk about this, you can't talk about that because it's
Yeah.
sensitive, and our people, can't take it. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And then I go out there and I'm giving a talk, and people ask me questions which totally get into the realm of what was considered sensitive. I mean, I go and talk about AIDS to a group of women in Kelantan,
Yeah.
and this one woman gets up, all tudung and all,
Yeah.
and she says, "Can I ask a question?" I said, "Sure," and she goes, "Is oral sex dangerous?"
The
I mean, and I'm like, "All right, I mean." I wasn't supposed to talk about this because
But the
it's
person-
sensitive. But
Yeah.
if she's asking me, I have a responsibility to answer.
Yeah, I guess it kind of reminds me also the recent there's a Facebook thing going on about this kid answering a question on sex ed, and it was saying
Yeah.
about how you can right
I've seen
so,
that. It's
yeah.
he or she was answering correctly,
Yeah, exactly, right. I mean,
and it was marked wrong.
is selling condoms.
Going to let people go. I mean,
Yeah, I mean it was you can see the question, but so is
Oh.
Malaysia full of bad people or good people?
I don't think so. I think Malaysia is full of good
Yeah.
people, and
Yeah.
who don't have a chance to express themselves. And some people, just a few people, take care of the narrative and decide that.
So what can we do, you think, to make Malaysia a better place?
Well,
we need a
I think
education.
Education is key.
Education is key.
Education is really key. From school, we have to go back to the drawing board,
Yeah.
and we have to take politics out of education.
Yeah, you know what I realized in Malaysia lah. I mean, I know politics is everywhere, but the over politicization, is that the right word?
Yeah.
Correct, right? The over politicization is everywhere in Malaysia. From
Everything.
From school to
everything.
entrepreneur programs, through NGO programs,
Everything.
to community
Everything.
building,
Everything.
to river rehab.
I know,
So when
because-
everything is politicized, nothing has actually been done properly.
Absolutely, because
Right.
somebody wants to use it for a platform to promote themselves.
Yeah. Okay.
So they use politics, and politics is always what do you call it, adversarial,
You
meaning
think-
it's
yeah.
always fighting with someone.
Politics is really what governs
Yeah.
our day-to-day lives. It's the policies, it's the laws, right? It's the regulations. It's literally you wake up in the morning and you go back to bed, right? It's everything in between,
Yeah,
right?
of course. That's what I always tell young people who say they're not
Yeah.
interested in politics.
Yeah.
I say, well, there's a quote from Aung San Suu Kyi. I say, you may not like politics, but politics will come to you.
So do you think we are, is Malaysians doing enough as far as putting the destiny of
Our country.
our lives, not just our country, our lives, right, in our own hands? Are we doing enough of that, you think? Or,
I think we could do more. I mean, people like to think that they are very aware and very interested because now they got the internet. But it's not good enough if you sit at home and you're just doing this and think you're being, active
Yeah.
doing something. You have to be out there and doing it. I really, really want to encourage everyone to go out and vote. It's really important. You need to register to vote.
Funny that you mentioned that voting. Yeah, yeah.
You have to register to vote, and it's not difficult at all. You just go to the post office.
Yeah. Do you remember I did that video? I'm sure I forwarded it to you. The last election year, when I went to the election and I did that video of my thumb going to the. Did I share? I
You
think
might
so.
have, I can't remember.
Yeah. Anyway, it just reminded me. Anyway.
Yeah.
We might show
so it's, it's not difficult to register to vote. So just go to a post office. But once you're registered, and it takes about 3 months for your name to appear on the list.
Yeah.
When it comes to election day, go out and vote.
Exactly. Right? Rather than
Because-
complain and bitch.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
there's some people who just think, it's not going to make any difference if I don't go out, or I ni hujan, or tak ada transport, or I sakit perut, and
Yeah.
all this sort of thing. But the thing is, if enough people think like that, you
Yeah,
will
right.
find you will get the result that you don't want. This is what happened with Brexit. With Brexit, a lot of young people were against it.
I like how during Brexit the funniest thing is you're right, the voting actually was so low, actually the percentage of people voted for just voted to begin with, right?
Yeah.
And then I think after that did people start googling what's Brexit and like how the hell did that affect my life, right?
Nah, it's a
I mean,
bit
now
dumb,
they know, right? A bit daft, right?
Yeah, but the ones who said they were very anti Brexit, wanted
Yeah.
to vote Remain, actually didn't go out and vote.
Yeah.
and that's how the Brexit people won. Now, the same thing, I think Hillary Clinton is worried about the same thing.
Yes.
That her supporters will be too lazy to go out and vote.
Oh my
Whereas the
God.
other side is very motivated.
Exactly.
See? So we can't let, if you want to be in control of your own life, then you have to vote. Otherwise, somebody else is going to decide for you.
There you go. You heard it. Exactly.
Yeah.
No.
So don't complain.
If you do everything and you don't vote, and it's like, that's a bit.
There's so many countries in the world where you can't vote.
Yeah.
So we really should appreciate that
The
we have this
opportunity.
right, and we can still use it.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so that was. So thank you, Kak Marina.
You're very welcome.
So I hope you enjoyed being here on the
Yeah, nice
Ballzy
chatting
Show.
with you.
Exactly, Ian. I hope it wasn't as lame as your other.
No. You will
experiences
see the look
before.
on my face
Yeah.
if it was lame.
No, it was like the thing is, we want to be fresh, and this is the thing. And we sat down before, and I was like, Amina, I don't want to ask you the kind of questions that you're gonna go. It's one of these
Yawn.
questions again. Can I talk about something substantial, something that would be nice for me to, right? And it was a real pleasure having you here, especially as our first ever guest on the set. And where we're at right now is the tail end of our show. It's been a blast and a half again, and again I want to say a big thank you to our guest, Kak Marina Mahathir. You rock. You rock. You rock. Yes, you rock. And of course, continue watching. There is a subscribe button down there. Feel free to subscribe. Likewise, feel free to comment. Feel free to give some feedback, critical or not. We will take them with full heart. For now, at least. Ha 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 ha. Thank you. Because this is the Ballzy Show.